eco-friendly initiative followed by Dr.MCRHRD Human Resource Development Institute of Telangana, I request the course coordinator Dr. R. Madhavi Garu to welcome Honorable Governor by presenting a sapling.
Honorable Governor, Additional Directors General of MCRHRD IT, Course Director and Course Coordinator of Foundation Course, Senior Officers and Faculty of the Institute, Officer Trainees of Group 1 Services of the State, other trainees attending different programs in the Institute, young friends, ladies and gentlemen. It's indeed a proud occasion for us today in MCRHRD Institute of Telangana, as it marks the conclusion of the foundation course of the very first batch of Group 1 Service Officers of the state after its formation. We are also fortunate to have with us the Honorable Governor, himself a former bureaucrat, who has been guiding the Telangana state ever since its tryst with destiny. Apart from the Group 1 Service Officers, we also have Undersecretaries of Government of India working in different ministries who just completed their field attachment in districts of Telangana, and the faculty from the ISTM. On behalf of the Institute and the other officer trainees, I extend a very warm welcome to the Honorable Governor. We also have the trainees of the TSDPCL, the Telangana State Southern the Distribution Company. The other trainees who are attending different courses, they are also present. They'll all benefit by your words of advice and wisdom, sir. As regards the Group 1 services, based on the notification issued by the Telangana State PSC in November 2017, 120 officers joined as Group 1 officers of the state, belonging to as many as 18 departments. Out of them, 60 officers attended the first foundation course held in this institute from May to June last year. The current batch of 59 officers belonging to 5 departments are attending the second foundation course from the 24th June onwards. Most of them were busy conducting elections during this period, so they could not attend the first course. That's why the delay, sir. During the last 6 weeks, it has been our effort to sensitize the officer trainees on the specific needs of Telangana and its people through an orientation module on history and culture and the political ideology that inspired the movement for the separate state. In fact, many of them participated in the protracted struggle personally for the statehood as students. During the foundation course, they also enthusiastically organized the birth anniversary of Telangana Poet Laureate Dasharathi Krishnamacharya, who had dreamt of Na Telangana Koti Ratnala Veena. Apart from academic inputs on public administration, law, ethics, financial management, personality development, and behavioral management, they were given orientation on office procedures and information communication technology. Our effort during the FC was to promote esprit de corps and empathy for the poor through a series of co-curricular and extracurricular activities. To inculcate this spirit of adventure, we also arranged a trek in the Nalamala forest, which they enjoyed thoroughly. Many of the trainees also learned language skills in English, Sanskrit, and Urdu during the training. Our aim was to create well-rounded personalities in the officer trainees and to instill a sense of confidence and idealism in them so as to make them effective in implementing the government programs and sensitive to the needs of the people. In a way, in the ultimate analysis, unless these goals are achieved, no public servant can claim to be successful or feel satisfied with his performance. Mahakavi Dasharathi, in his anthology, Agni Dharam, had asked the following question: Anathalu undani, a navayugam enta duram, karuvantu katakamantu, kanipinchani kala epudo. How far is the new era where no one is without food or uncared for? When is the age without droughts and adversity? To achieve this dream of Bangaru Telangana, each of the officer trainees must rededicate themselves to the task on hand and contribute his or her might with utmost sincerity and integrity, with a sense of purpose and focus. We hope that the training imparted during the foundation course over the last 6 weeks will stand the officer trainees in good stead in discharging their duties. In each of their certificates, we have used the following shloka from Upanishad. Yadeva vidyaya karoti, shraddhaya upanishada, tadeva virya vartatam bhavati. Duty performed with knowledge, faith, and devotion becomes really effective. May this be the guiding principle for each of the officer trainees, and may each one of them have a very successful career ahead. God bless. Jai Hind, Jai Telangana.
After 6 weeks of foundation course, today we at Dr.MCRHRD Human Resource Development Institute of Telangana presents certificates to all the 59 Group 1 officer trainees and awards to the best performers in various subjects. May I request our Honorable Governor to do the honors of presenting certificates to all the officers and awards to these Group 1 officer trainees of Telangana. I would like to request the course director, Dr. S.M. Nabigaru, along with the members of Literary Club, to present the house journal that incorporates the creative contributions titled Savvadi to Honorable Governor for the release. I request all the members of Literary Club to come up on the stage to present this to Honorable Governor for release. A huge round of applause to all the contributions that are incorporated in this house journal Savvadi. Thank you, sir. Thanks for releasing the house journal. Ladies and gentlemen, most awaited and precious time of the day arrives. With great privilege and with great respect, may I request our Honorable Governor to share his message on this day. Please welcome him with a big round of applause.
Respected Shri B. Acharya, DG MCRHRD, respected Additional Director Generals of the Institute, the Course Director, Officer Trainees, Faculty of the Institute, gracious ladies and gentlemen, at the outset, I would like to congratulate all the officer trainees for having successfully gone through his entire course. This would have provided you a bird's eye view of what is expected of you tomorrow. Well, many of you, what I would really like to say is, continue to be citizens. Don't become officers. The moment you become officers, you forget citizens. If you can continue to be citizens, you will realize what the problems of a citizen is or has been. Many of you have been citizens. Some of you have participated in the Telangana movement. So you understand what is expected of you. Unfortunately, what happens is the moment we come into the service and we put on our particular official this thing, we forget the fact that a citizen exists. We think that we are a class apart from society. You are not. You continue to be part and parcel of society, and you have a responsibility for the society. Because someday, you and I will again go back to the same society from which we came into the service. It is not that we will be permanently in the service. All of us will go back to the same society. So try and make it as comfortable, as happy as it can be, so that you can have a happy future, your children can have a happy future, and everybody can be happy. That is the most important responsibility that is cast on you officers today. We have gone through the course. I'm sure a lot of inputs have been given to you on various aspects of administration and working in governance. We all know that today we have various aspects that we are called upon to look into. It is no longer just revenue collection or just implementing rules and regulations. There is a certain amount of societal responsibility that is being cast on the officialdom today. Governance is not merely dictating rules and implementing rules. Governance means making people happy. That means there is a societal relevance for the administration today. Governance today has to be societally responsive and sensitive. What I would request all of you really is to have a sense of sympathy, a sense of empathy. That will be your sampati, nothing else. Wealth is what you are able to sort of put upon. Everybody who comes to you, please remember, he does not come to you for a cup of tea. He comes to you because he has a problem. And you put yourself in his shoes, you will realize how painful it will be. That is what I want the administration really to do. Because seldom the complaint against the bureaucracy, perceived at least, may not be true, but the perception is that we lack a sense of sympathy. And we only want to sort of display our power. Again, power can be both positive and negative. A positive power is a very helpful attitude. A negative power is saying no. And I think the one thing that is perceived as something which gives joy to the bureaucracy is saying no. I think we need to get out of this perception of society that the bureaucracy is negative. I think we need to go in for a more positive approach and see how we can resolve problems. Conflict resolution becomes one of the important jobs that you will have to do. And that conflict resolution has to be done in a very positive way. If somebody comes to you, you can always quote rules and say how it is not possible to do it. But try and see how within the rules you can do it. And then you become accepted. That is exhibition of positive power. I always say, for example, if a peon asks for leave, giving him leave is also an exhibition of power. It is positive power. You are really commanding his loyalty thereafter. Denying him leave is also an exhibition of power. But then you are doing a negative power. So this is the difference between positive power and negative power, and try as bureaucrats to use positive power to the extent that you can. It is possible. It is not impossible. When you talk of your responsibilities, today, as I told you, you will be asked to do all sorts of jobs. Comes to health security. It will be your job to ensure that the public health center has the requisite medicines. The doctors are present, people are treated, and what facilities are available. If it is food security, you will have to sort of look into land records. You will have to see what is the type of, what are the things that benefit the farmer is supposed to get. Is he getting it or not? Timely seeds, timely fertilizers, all these things again. So that's why it becomes, your responsibilities have become now multivarious. It is no longer just revenue administration. It is no longer collecting money and revenue at all. It is completely sea change of responsibilities that has come in governance today. If it is environmental security, look at, see how you can really keep the environment clean. Yes, we do have the various projects for keeping the environment clean. We look at planting saplings all over the place. But mere plantation is not enough. You have to look at the survival part of it. I think we have to take on responsibility to ensure survival of all these plants that are being planted every year. Otherwise, it makes no sense. Many times I know that in the same places we go and keep planting trees and say we are doing a tree plantation. Sometimes I ask them, are we planting the same tree again in the same place? That should not happen. There again, it becomes a responsibility for you to ensure that you are able to maintain those plantations, plants wherever they are planted, which means you cannot function in isolation. You have to carry the people along with you. I mean, bureaucracy can no longer function in isolation. You can't think that you are the boss of the show and that you will run the show. It is not possible. You have got to carry the people with you, and only then you'll be able to succeed. If you have to succeed, you have to work as a team. You are the leader of the team. A leader does not mean that you are above all of them. You are the first among equals. In society, you are just first among equals. So that is what I want to dig into your memories today. That you must understand that you have to carry the people along with you if you have to succeed. If you think that by sheer use of power you will be able to succeed, no. You will never succeed. You will succeed only if you are able to take society with you. You are able to take the people along with you. And that will happen only if you are able to display a positive approach, a helpful approach, a sort of sympathetic approach. And that is going to be the biggest challenge that all of you are going to face on the ground. Many of you have already been on the ground, so you will understand what it really means. Delivery mechanism. How do we really ensure delivery mechanism? The perception again is that most of us are busy all the time, cutting ribbons, opening this, opening that. Please stop all that nonsense. Get on to work. It is time that we stop this cutting, opening ribbons business and get on to work. Ultimately, delivery means you have to ensure that the last mile is reached by everybody. The benefits due to every individual is given to each individual. And that is where responsibility comes. Today, for example, in Telangana, we have districts which are very small. It is not impossible for the administration to really reach every house. The purpose of creating so many new districts was to ensure that you know practically every household. That is what I want you to do. You must know every household by name, which means you have to move around, you have to go around, you have to travel all around. The problem is now with technology coming in, most of them prefer to use the computers and sit in their offices and just prepare computer diagrams and graphics and charts and graphs and all those things. Please stop all that. That will not take you anywhere. You have to get onto the ground. If you want to really succeed, you have to be on the ground. These charts and graphs will be very nice for a display, for a presentation, but it is nothing. Ultimately, people know that it is not reaching them, and that will cost not only you, but the government also. So you have a responsibility that way. So that will mean that you people have to be on the ground, you will have to move around, you will have to see people, you have to talk to people, you must know what is happening in your area. Problem is, what happens is there is a perception that we, the bureaucracy, are far removed from the people. We are sort of answerable only to a select clientele. That is the problem. So we have to get out of this perception of people. You may say, yes, today perception management becomes very important. You may do various things, but people must perceive that it is being done. People will understand that it is being done. There's no use of putting up shows. Shows will not take you anywhere. All your shows will be exposed in 24 hours. Let me assure you. It's very nice. You can put up a grand show. The governor has come. You'll put up a grand carnival. You'll show up all the items, etc., etc., etc. The governor will feel very happy and compliment you and go back. And within 24 hours, the people will know that it's all bogus. Please don't do that. Don't put up shows. Let us face truth as it is. Stop putting up shows. Let us say if there is a shortcoming, let us accept the shortcoming. Acceptance of the shortcoming and putting in correctional measures, remedial measures is an important part of bureaucratic functioning. The problem is you must be willing to accept that there is a shortcoming. If you are not willing to accept that there is a shortcoming, you think that everything is fine all the time, I don't think we are going to reach anywhere. You'll only be fooling ourselves. So please stop that. Let us be more practical. Let us be more realistic. Let us be more truthful. That is, I think, the real call of the day. Because I know the various things, lectures have been given to on various subjects, so I don't intend sort of going into in all that. And there comes technology. Yes, mobile phones are available with everybody today. So everybody is looking, social media is there. People are looking at you every minute of your life. You are a very transparent person today. Today, every moment of your life is captured in a camera and somebody puts it on all over the place. So be very careful about your personal life, your personal habits. what you do, what you don't do, because you are being noticed every minute. And somebody is going to upload that picture on, and it will be all over the media saying that so-and-so is doing this, so-and-so. That means your integrity has to be of the highest order. Both your personal integrity and your professional integrity. I'm not only talking person, but professional integrity actually has to be of the highest order. That is, you don't really bluff. When I say professional integrity, that is what? That is that you face reality as the truth as it is. So if your personal integrity and professional integrity has to be of the highest order, because there is a social media today, there is a civil society today, there is a technology today. So don't think that you can hide anything at all. So your personal life has to be of a you have to be a role model. Basically, I think people in your area, if they're able to look at you as a role model, you have achieved success. If some children, when I ask them what do they want to be, they say that we want to be like so-and-so, who is our MPDO or our RDO or SDPO or whatever it is, you have succeeded. That is what I want you to do. That is the type of enthusiasm that you must generate in the children, in the younger generation, saying we want to be like this man, who's been a role model, who wants to do things, who wants to showcase things, who wants to be what it is. And that is going to be your most important responsibility. Not otherwise it's okay, performance-wise we will all perform. But we have to take society with us, because I think you are responsible for building a new India. The new Telangana is in your hands. Many of you have striven for that great Telangana, in the Telangana movement. But you should not fail. You cannot fail. You cannot afford to fail. Let me tell you that. Because many of you have given your blood, sweat, tears and toil to achieve your Telangana. Some of you, I know, at least I think about 10 of you are probably have been part of the movement. Can you afford to fail? Let me ask you that question bluntly. People will say, then what did you achieve it for? People should not go back and say, why did we achieve Telangana? That question should never come in anybody's mind. That is what I want you people to do. There are other officers also who come in here. I mean, your responsibility administration becomes extremely important, as I told you. Your files. A file should not be treated as a dead material. A file is a human being. Treat it as a live human being. They will understand how to handle a file. If a file is taken as a piece of paper, dead material, where you only have to make notings and the file becomes huge. After every time with previous papers, please put up, previous papers, put up. No, that doesn't work, sir. You will realize that pain when you have to go through it yourself. When somebody seeks permission and you sort of build up a huge file, and you'll quote rules, section 1(3) AC, clause 4(b), all that you'll quote, fine. But when you are there in that, you put on that shoes, you will realize how that file hurts you. So the file pushing, I think, should stop. Please don't play golf. Play tennis. When I say that, golf is pushing the file forward. Just keep pushing it from one desk to another desk to another desk to another desk. Tennis is that there is an interaction between you and the client. Because most of us, I think, like to play golf. Don't play golf, because bureaucracy is normally associated with golfers. Let us come out of that perception that bureaucracy is a game of golf. It is not. It's a game of tennis. It's a game of table tennis. It's a game of badminton. Because you will also be, as I told you, at some point in time, you will suffer the same thing. I remember on one occasion when I had gone with some particular certification to an officer to claim something. He looked at it all. It came from the down below the papers first, and they said, left thumb impression is missing. Signature was there. I had to explain to him that it says left thumb impression or signature, and I was so rude. I am known to be very rude. I said, I will put my left thumb impression right in your presence and say this is the left thumb impression of the claimant to this pension. I said, I'm challenging all this. I said this. I was a bureaucrat myself at that time, but I was going through a pain. And when this thing was put up to me, saying, sir, the left thumb impression is the signature is but not the LTI. I said, I'll put my LTI. Please bring the ink, I'll put the LTI and tell you that this is the LTI of the claimant. Is this the type of approach that we are looking at, sir? This is not in isolation. What I'm saying to you is not in isolation. This happens day in and day out. Somebody comes for pension. Somebody, for example, a couple of days back, we had an 80-year-old widow, wife of an officer who died some time back, asking for a revised pension which is supposed to get after the age of 80. I'm told after 80 you get an enhanced pension. You know the requirements? Photocopy of Aadhaar card, photocopy of her date of birth, photocopy of the death certificate, photocopy of the PPO, photocopy of this, that. Sir, please tell me an 80-year-old, how the hell does that 80-year-old person go about looking for all these documents and get it? Many people probably in their 80s will not be in a position to move. They will become immovable assets. Is this the type of approach that bureaucracy is supposed to adopt? Please tell me. I'm asking a question straightforward to all of you because all of you are handling files today. This has happened to me only a few days back. I said, look, put yourself in that position. You are an 80-year-old. How do you know? Where do you go? I mean, photocopying is not an easy thing. These are all the documents required. And thereafter, if you send us the copies of all the documents, we will forward it to some AG's office. The AG's office will then process it again. Thereafter, again, I said by the time the person will be dead, there will be no need for pension. It will be over. The pension will be over. If you want to save money for the government of India, if you're looking at sort of economic management, it's a very good form of economic management. Denying the whole thing and allow the person to die. So what I'm saying is I want a positive approach to the bureaucracy. These are real problems, sir. And many of you will encounter this at some point of time in your life. After all, many of us will also become pensioners. Many of us also will have to go and buy our own tickets. Many of us also will have to go to the hospital and stand in a queue to get admitted. Many of us also will have to sort of go before the CGHS or the state health dispensary and ask for reimbursement. Then you will realize what pain means. Don't allow that to happen. I want to revolutionize administration today. And that is in your hands. Why don't you do that? That's why I tell you people, don't think that you become members of the service. Continue to remain citizens. If you remain citizens, you will understand all these things. The moment you put on your tie and your suit, and there's a daftari or dawa, whatever that fellow is called, wearing that red scarf, this thing goes ahead of you with his mighty stick, you think you are God Almighty. Brahma has decided on earth. So Brahma also will go away at some point of time because Yama will come. Brahma will be replaced by Yama. Brahma has created you and me, but Yama will take you and me. So that is what I'm trying to tell you. Please remember that. I mean, I'm telling you, I'm sorry, I've gone on an entirely different type of presentation, which I don't think I was expected to speak because I didn't want to talk of professional subjects, but I thought I'll tell you what real pain means in society. I mean, I can challenge you, sir, today. All of us can sit up, ring up a phone and tell Harry, please get me my ticket. You will get the ticket in 2 hours. Tomorrow, sir, you go and stand in a queue to buy a ticket, you will not be able to get a ticket. You apply for a passport. There are a lot of people come and say, you apply for Tatkal passport, and the appointment comes to you after 3 months. Where is the Tatkal? What is the meaning of Tatkal? Tatkal means immediate. And then when you put in a word, the Tatkal comes in minutes. So the people laugh at you. I mean, they do come to us for recommendation, but they also laugh at you, and then they sort of mock at you and say, what exactly are you people talking about? And everybody cannot have approach to access to the governor or to the DG or whatever it is. Please think of a common man. How is he going to suffer? So if you are able to do that, your file approach will completely change. I think now we are talking of digitalization, etc. But digital is actually worse because every time you keep deleting and you're only producing more and more pages of digitalization. It's not that it's changing the files. I mean, you have files as a sort of backup, and you carry out the digital. Even the digital, you have a backup, and the same thing goes on the computers also. Only thing, it goes on much faster. You type much faster. So please, sir, let us come out of this whole system. Let us break the system. Let us do a breakaway from the system, revolutionize the system, and think what you want, what you would like to have as a citizen. If you are in the shoes of that person, how you will have. A man goes to a police station. He has lost his entire property. He goes to report a crime. The answer is, sir, यहाँ नहीं वहाँ, वहाँ नहीं वहाँ. Sir, अभी थानेदार नहीं आया है. What do you do, sir? I'll tell you a simple episode that I had myself in Delhi. I do have the weakness of going to the temple. And when I go to the temple, I go in my normal kit. I don't go suited and booted. No, I was driving my own car. And I was going there every week. I had parked that car. Suddenly when I came out, I found the car was missing. So I asked somebody, कहाँ है? Said, police उठा के गए. मैंने ठीक है, police station कहाँ है? So गए, police थाने में गए. थानेदार है? हाँ सर है. कहाँ है? सर वो दूसरी मंजिल पर है. I hope you understand Hindi, all of you gentlemen. दूसरी मंजिल में है. ऐसा ठीक है. जो दूसरी मंजिल गए हम चढ़ के तो वो थानेदार बैठे हैं साहब मेज़ के ऊपर अपना पाँव रख के. साहब बैठे हैं, सिगरेट लगा क्या. मैंने साहब थानेदार साहब हैं? हाँ है. देख सकता हूँ? हाँ देख रहे हो. मैं कहा थानेदार साहब, मैं थानेदार हूँ. अच्छा ठीक है साहब. तो साहब मेरा गाड़ी, हाँ गाड़ी ले आए. तो मैंने कहा साहब मैं तो हर हफ्ता वहाँ आता हूँ. नो पार्किंग एरिया भी नहीं है वहाँ, तो हर हफ्ता मैं पार्क करता हूँ. अभी तक तो कभी नहीं हुआ है, सालों में बाद. आज क्यों हुआ है? कहता है आज मैं गाड़ी मिल गया हम ले गए, टो गाड़ी मिल गया हम ले गए. At that stage, I lost my patience. Then I said, I'm so and so. सर आप क्यों आए सर, ड्राइवर को भेज देना था, आप कैसे आ गए सर, माफ कर. Then everything went fine. Then he came running after me. I said क्या हो गया? वो लड़का एक है जो रस्सा बांध के रखता है, गाड़ियों को रखे एक रस्सा बांध देता है. I don't know, many of you must be familiar with this thing. एक रस्सा बांध देता है. कहता है ये अपना साहब है, छोड़ निकाल, रस्सा निकाल. मैंने कहा क्या हो गया? सर हम छोड़ेंगे तो ये लड़के को पैसा देना पड़ेगा आपको रस्सा निकालने के लिए. This is the type of experience, sir. You ring up somebody in the morning. साहब अभी पूजा में है, पर पहले एक्सरसाइज में. साहब तो जिम जाते हैं, एक्सरसाइज में है. उसके बाद नहा के उसके बाद पूजा करते हैं, उसके बाद ब्रेकफास्ट करते हैं, उसके बाद ड्रेस कर लेते हैं, उसके बाद दफ्तर चलते हैं. दफ्तर में चलते हैं, मीटिंग लग जाता है, क्योंकि मीटिंग में काजू किशमिश मिलता है, खाने पीने का मिलता है. वो मीटिंग शुरू हो जाता है, वो मीटिंग चलता रहता है. दोपहर तक मीटिंग चलता है. उसके बाद वो कहें साहब कहाँ गए? सर लंच पर गए. अच्छा भैया लंच पर गए. उसके बाद साहब कहें सब आराम कर रहे हैं. हाँ आराम तो चाहिए आपको, जब इतना आप काम करते हो, इतना ब्रेक, इतना आपने खाया काजू किशमिश, तो आराम तो करना पड़ता है, तो आराम करें. तो शाम को कहें साहब गश्त में गए. अरे साहब गश्त में गए. फिर उसके बाद शाम में साहब क्लब में गए. और उसके बाद हैं साहब डिनर में है. उसके बाद साहब आराम कर रहे हैं. अरे साहब मिलेंगे कब? साहब आप लोग हंस रहे हैं, बट दिस इज द रियलिटी सर. I am not talking anything out of imagination, gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, I am talking out of personal experience. I have gone through all this in my own way. How exactly do you handle this? As I told you, when somebody rings you up, sir, he does not ring you for a cup of tea, because nobody is expecting a cup of tea from you. And when he comes to your office also, 99.9% he knows that you are not going to be of any use to him. You are not going to help him because you have the rule book with you, clause A, 1C, small b, chapter 5, वो सब है आपके पास, उसको पता है. All that he wants is, ठीक है यार मैं देख लूँगा. That is enough. He says मैंने साहब के सर पर सब ठोक दिया और साहब देख लेंगे. But we don't have that time for that, क्योंकि हम सब मीटिंग में. So I think this approach has to change. You have to be more accessible, ladies and gentlemen. Your accessibility is very important. And yes, all of us must do puja, all of us must have breakfast, all of us must have exercise. All this is a must. I'm not saying any of this is not necessary. But at least find out if there are any calls which have come. And the other bad habit that many people have is the mobile telephone is a very personal equipment. It is supposed to be handled by you, not by your secretary or a peon or a deputy or somebody. You ring up somebody, वो पहले साहब तो फ़ोन तो उठाते नहीं, तब उठाते उसके बाद वो बोले साहब मैं सो एंड सो, वो अपना वो फ्रॉम बर्थ ऑनवर्ड उसका पूरा जातक वो अपना पूरा हॉरोस्कोप बता देता है वो आदमी जो उठाता है फ़ोन. उसके बाद सर मैं बोला सर अभी पता करके बताऊँगा साहब है कि नहीं. अरे 5 मिनट तो आपने अपना पूरा हॉरोस्कोप मुझे दिखा दिया, उसके बाद कहते हो साहब पता है कि नहीं, और फिर घर में क्या है. तो उसके बाद आगे बोलेगा सर अभी साहब नहीं है सर. Imagine. The other thing is, sir, please let us be available 24/7. Yes, you must rest. You must have your rest. You must have your all things of life you must have. I'm not asking you to give up anything and become a sannyasi. I'm not at all saying that. Please enjoy life. Go for movies. Go, do everything. But be available, be accessible. Whether it is midnight or 2 o'clock in the morning or 10 o'clock in the day, please be available. That is all that I'm saying. My only request is availability, accessibility, and helping nature. That is all that I'm asking for. I'm not asking you to be sort of give up everything in life and say ठीक है I've sold myself for the nation, देश है मैं देशभक्त हूँ वो सब. I'm not talking all those big jargons. I don't believe in all those jargons. तो देशभक्त हम सब लोग देशभक्त हैं, ऐसा कोई देशभक्त वाला नहीं है. हम लोग सब देशभक्त हैं. Sir, I come to the service because I want to serve the nation. ये सब बकवास इंटरव्यू में चलता है वो सब, बाहर नहीं, ग्राउंड में नहीं चलता है. ग्राउंड में एक्चुअली सर कम टू सर्व द नेशन बोलेगा, फिर पहले तो एक गड्ढे को तो बंद करो ना, उसके बाद नेशन सर्व करोगे. आंख के सामने गड्ढे पड़े उसको तो बंद करो पहले, उसके बाद बात करेंगे. So please do this, and as I told you, so the future of this country is in your hands, and feel proud to be an Indian. That's what I want to tell all of you, because we don't have to look west or east or north or south to sort of learn anything. Everything is in our heritage. We are a very rich nation. Our heritage is a very rich heritage. We have everything that is there in our nation. We only have to know it and feel proud that you're Indians. Feel proud that you're members of a service, because it's called a service because you are supposed to serve the people. And it's a great thing, sir. Out of millions of people in this country, you have been chosen. You are a chosen lot to come into the service, because there is a certain mind vibration that has been seen in all of you when you were selected for the service. Let that vibration continue throughout your life, throughout your career, in and after your retirement. I'm sorry, I probably spoke completely out of focus. I'm known to speak out of focus. Acharya knows it, but still ventured, took the risk. It's absolutely his problem, not mine. So, but all the same, I wish you all well. God bless you, and may you protect yourselves and all of us. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. That's so precious for us. And thank you so much for touching upon very simple but brilliant approach to an inclusive society. So going next, to commemorate 150th birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi, a specially designed digital art has been made by a Telangana artist named Sri Chiluveru Manohar. Now, to express our gratitude and respect, I request our Director General, Sri B.P. Acharya sir, to present this memento to Honorable Governor respectfully. We thank your esteemed presence here, sir. To conclude this celebration, I now request ADG Sri B. Venkateshwar Rao Garu to propose vote of thanks.
The dignitaries on the dais, Honorable Governor Sri EVL Narasimhan Garu, Director General MCRHRD, BP Acharya Garu, senior faculty members, Madhavi Garu, Dr. Nabiji, other senior colleagues, officer trainees, press and media, Namaskar. I would like to thank Honorable Governor of our state who has really accepted our invitation and attending this valedictory function of the first foundation course, second batch group 1 officers, and giving you very valuable and useful advice, sir, which will be useful for the initial career who have recently joined in service, and your advice will definitely go a long way, sir, in building up their career and further growth. Your main advice was to have an humanist approach. Whatever advice you have given, sir, with simple examples, with personal experiences, that will be everlasting, I think, in the young officer's mind. That will be very useful, sir, and thank you for once again thank for your kind advice, sir. And I thanks, my sincere thanks to our respected DG sir, who has presided over the function and given the course report and final advice to our officers, summing up the 6 weeks program. Our sincere thanks and appreciation to our course director and course coordinator T. Nabiji and Madhaviji and the staff for conducting of this training program. I thank all the officers and staff for making this valedictory function a great success. I thank the concerned department heads who have deputed you for this training program, and the officer trainees who have attended this training program. Last and the least, I thank press and media and one and all for this provoking program is successful. Thank you.
As we conclude the valedictory ceremony, ladies and gentlemen, please raise for national anthem.
Jana Gana Mana Adhinayaka Jaya He Bharat Bhagya Vidhata Punjab Sindh Gujarat Maratha Dravida Utkala Vanga Vindhya Himachala Yamuna Ganga Uchchala Jaladhi Taranga Tava Shubha Name Jage Tava Shubha Ashish Mage Gahe Tava Jaya Gatha Jana Gana Mangala Dayaka Jaya He Bharat Bhagya Vidhata Jaya He Jaya He Jaya He Jaya 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 Jaya